Okay.
I hit record. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so now we
It
are
always
going
lags when you hit
to.
record.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
it's like weird. So now we're going to scramble. Eric's gonna show us how we scramble the practice exams, and that is after they're done with edits, everything is good to go. That's like the final step, right?
Almost.
Almost. Okay.
Basically, editorial feels like the content itself is good to go. So, yeah, they're ready
Well,
to.
and that's why, like, in the last video, you said to, what was that little option where it was just like keep the last order? You always want to do
Right.
that, except for after the first one. The first one you want to keep in order. Then anything after that, unless it needs scrambling, and they'll tell us when it needs scrambling, but we want to keep it in the last order.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So in this case, we're gonna do this is here. And we're gonna navigate to our out folder. And if you really want to know what the scramble order turns out to be, it's in here. And if we really need to edit it for whatever reason for one particular question, we can do that. So for example, if there's something about like the numbers being in a certain order, or I think we kind of fixed it already, but if false comes before true, I think they typically want to keep that as true false. So we can edit that in here if we need to, but I rarely touch it myself. So
Okay.
They have told us that it's ready for Scramble PDF. So I marked it as Scramble in progress. So we're going to go to module. And now when I go to run the transformation, for the questions, I'm going to hit generate new order. Okay. Answer options, I'm going to generate a new order. This is going to run. Now, the only tricky thing about the scramble that we haven't exactly figured out, and this is only about the sheet, we need to go to the history to see what pass we're actually on.
Oh.
We might have some thoughts about how to handle that in the future, but as of right now, we've already done the first pass on this exam. So we're going to place this in the second pass folder.
Okay.
After we check on it. So we have this here now. We can see the order is not sequential. And then the other thing we can see here is the answer options are new. So this is really where the question identifier comes in handy in case we do need to make edits. But, we'll just do a quick pass through, make sure nothing gets cut off or looks weird. And then, yeah, this one is good to go. So we'll copy this, put it in the second pass folder. And we also need to scramble the practice exams. Well, we don't actually need the answer key. We don't actually need to scramble it. It's already been scrambled. But now that we're scrambling the exam, they want to see the answer key that aligns with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, still in preview mode so that they can see everything. And in this case, which is a little odd, the answer keys have seen more passes than the exam. So we're going to put this in the fourth pass folder. And like I said, after you kind of dropped off there in the last video, since these are named in date order, we know that the last answer key is the most recent one. And we saw before it went 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. So, yep, this is good to go. And then here is a math workout. It tells us here this is originally question 2. Don't worry about this part too much. We're gonna it's literally every question option. But because this gets scrambled, you know, this is it'll have a final number when we go into the final. So that one is good to go. We'll copy it, paste it in here. And now we can say this scramble's ready and this scramble's ready. Name off and save it. Would you like me to just jump into the final one? Because I have one here too.
Yeah, sure.
So edits have been made. The exam has been scrambled. Editors are totally good with it. They're like, okay, let's see what it looks like in final form. No preview stuff. So they mark it ready for final. This will be 15314. Okay. And then these will go in the final folder. Module data map, run. Now for the questions. We're going to select final, and it tells us it's going to use the previous order, but without the preview input. That's exactly what we want. Okay. This is still the previous order. Okay. So this is the final view. It's probably gonna be less pages, honestly, because all that preview info takes up a lot of space. So before, when it was, I think it was 4 pages, maybe 3. Now it's just 2. There's no indication here, you know, what's correct or what the original question order is. So
Yeah, totally
this is
random.
what we're gonna turn in. Yeah. And they'll probably compare this to the previous pass anyway, but as long as they're still happy with it, they'll mark it as done. And then the only thing different here now is we're going to select final. So we're happy with that exam. It turned out, copy it, paste it in the final folder. So that's done. Okay. And then same thing with this. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at the section references and why they are in order. Anyway, that could just be a coincidence. So we'll copy the answer key, put it in the final folder, and should have marked this as final PDF in progress. But now I'll mark it as final PDF ready.
Cool. I think this will be easier for me too, because like the work packages stay on the server, but then all I have to do is drag and drop like the PDFs in there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so, okay, we could probably end this.
Okay. Good idea. Cool. Well, thank you. I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Bye.